I'm not that version of me anymore. So stop thinking you know me. I grew up being an observer because in my day, kids were meant to be seen and not heard. And I know that's hard for some of you to fathom, but those were the times. But when I tell you life has been a journey and I want to talk about it, I have arrived. Baby, I have arrived. My spirit has been waiting for this moment. And every day I choose myself. And how do I choose myself? I start each morning by showing gratitude through meditation. Then I follow that with my morning stretches because I have to maintain this womanly figure. But when I enter the bathroom in the morning, there are post it notes all over my mirror of daily affirmations. And when I read them, I say the following: I've shifted my identity. I am choosing to show up. I'm choosing to be seen, and I'm not going back. I've come too far to go back. And as a former good girl and people pleaser, I've evolved to live my life boldly without seeking validation or cowering to maintain relationships. This channel is to share the experiences through stories and my truth. Last year, this time, my nervous system was wrecked due to workplace stress and trying to navigate the next stage of my life. I remember praying and asking God, what is the next step? Get me through this tough time. What is my breakthrough? And boom, within a few days, I was immediately afforded the opportunity to leave the organization to work on my biggest project, which is me. After leaving that job, a new routine had to be established. So there was a lot of praying, a lot of meditating. I was walking 5 miles a day and I was in constant communication with God, just showing gratitude even for the smallest things. It can be a parking space at the grocery store. Gratitude for this parking space that was designed just for me. But I say all that to say is that it required me to be present and not live in the future. And I'm really proud of myself for reaching this stage. I'm really proud. So, over the last 12 months, there are some things that I've accomplished, such as, first and foremost, regulating my nervous system and building a greater relationship spiritually. I also lost 30 pounds. Woohoo! I lowered my blood pressure, considering that's a silent killer, especially among Black women. Last summer, I lived abroad for almost 3 months with my child in Italy. We were visiting my sister on her new assignment. I went back home to see family in the Northeast. Shout out to New Jersey, stand up. Also, over the summer, I tutored my daughter so that she's prepared for the next grade, so that she didn't engage in brain drain because of a 3-month gap over her summer break. And I was able to do that because I had time. And then when we came back from Italy, I became a dog mom. You may hear some crunching in the background. That is my dog under the desk crunching on a bone as I'm recording this video. So please don't mind her. I had the opportunity of cleaning out my closet and dresser drawers of all the clothes that no longer served me and had that old energy. And it just needed to be done. And on top of that, I started this YouTube channel, which seemed far fetched for me because I'm such a private person. Even to this day, I still don't post on Instagram or Facebook, but I'm getting there. And this is the start. And this is just a few things that I've accomplished, in the 12-month period. And I did these things all because I love myself. At this stage of my life, I don't play about me. I really don't. So now in the morning, I take more time to get ready, by working on my beauty regimen, taking time to style my outfits, finding new places to visit locally. I spend more time with my family and my friends, and I'm now even meal prepping on Sunday. Whoa, that's a big deal for me. No more DoorDash, more prepping. I say that and wanted to remind you that I'm still a work in progress because life isn't perfect. I want you to know that you always have a choice in the trajectory of your life. You simply have to decide. No one says it will be easy, but if you trust the Most High, the universe, and your entire spirit team, believe it or not, they want you to succeed and they will do the work for you if you just ask. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. You deserve the moment of awakening and being able to live life on your terms. At this very moment, I want you to really focus and answer this question. Besides being a mother, a father, wife, husband, an executive, a business owner, who are you? I'll wait. Who are you without those titles? If you cannot answer that question, there is some inner work that must be done. If you don't know where to start, I help people connect spiritually to their inner knowing to help you grow through life. You deserve peace, love, and abundance, which starts when you choose yourself. When I started to choose myself, everything started to make sense. I started to recognize that I had gifts as a child that I put to the side and I didn't hone in on. But now that I had time to sit with myself, my dreams have become more vivid. I'm starting to see things for what they really are. Truths are starting to come out about family, friends, and acquaintances. As a kid, my gift was being able to see experiences into my future. And then now they're starting to develop all over again. I implore you to tap into whatever your gift is and start to explore it and live life to your own expectations and not to the expectations of others. And I'm saying this to you because you have a long line of ancestors who have laid the groundwork for you. I know I come from a long line of ancestors who have done the work for me, and I'm living their wildest dreams by choosing myself day in and day out. The women in my family have always been powerful. As a kid, I remember attending my grandmother's college graduation. I also attended my mother's college graduation. And then I attended my own college graduation. And that's unique. But we had all the education in the world to pursue our careers. However, we weren't using our gifts as they were intended to be used. And now I'm here today to step fully into it because that is my purpose. I'm excited about this journey, and I'm excited that you have joined me on this journey. Sitting here sharing this story with you has been invigorating. It has been eye opening. And I want you to ask yourself, when is the last time you've done something that made you feel exuberant? Something that made you feel like you wanted to live life all over again? If you haven't had those feelings, it's time to reassess and figure out your purpose and what it is you truly want to do. I had to transition my life from always being in the logical side, always thinking, well, that can't be, that doesn't prove that, to now trusting my intuition. Even walking in the unknown at this very moment makes me feel even more empowered because I'm trusting myself. I'm trusting my intuition. And so far it hasn't guided me in the wrong direction. When I walk outside and I meet new people or I see people from my past, they're like, "Oh my god, you're glowing. You're like a different person." Because I am. And I worked hard on that. And I want everyone to be able to have that opportunity to be able to shift your identity to living in your own truth. And if you need that support, I'm here. My link is in the bio. If this video has resonated with you and you want to share your story with me and hatch a plan for next steps, I am here. I would love to have a conversation with you. Please feel free to like, share, and comment on the video. I appreciate you and thank you for taking the time to listen. Have a great day. Happy growing and happy glowing. Peace.